Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's me. It's me. It's the GOC. Coming to you live to tape 25 feet below the surface of the earth here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel for Chaos Corner. Now, fans, I'm starting a special series here on Friday, leading into the weekend and moving on into an episodic YouTube adventure here on the channel. Now, what I'm going to do for you, the fans, and for me, because it's a new project I want to work on. You know that I have a vast library down here in the bunker of DVDs and VHS tapes dating back to the middle to late 80s all the way into the early and mid 2000s. Personal footage that I taped myself, especially the 80s and 90s, here on the vault in Chaos Chronicles. Now, they're in no chronological order. They're all random videotapes that I used to tape off the TV. And I said tape like 5 times. Every time I say tape, to have a drink or something. So what we're going to do here is view and watch along together the random footage I have from WCW, the WWF, NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions, the AWA, World Class Championship Wrestling, Mid-Atlantic, Georgia Championship Wrestling, everything you can think of from pillar to post and coast to coast. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. You can see that I changed the camera angles. We're way back so you can view some of the background and memorabilia, everyone from Chuck Zito to Bruno Sammartino, Jared the King Lawler, to Shane Swerve Strickland, Deonna Purrazzo, Booker T, and everybody else in between, including the GOC. That's me, man. So we don't want any copyrights or algorithms, but we're going to be pushing out a lot of content here. Again, random footage. VHS! What I have here in front of me is from the 80s, a combination tube TV like this big with a DVD player and a VHS player together. For all you old schoolers out there that can remember this. So I'm going to enjoy this. We're going to do it together, and it's just going to be random. I'm going to start off probably in 87, 88, and we're going to have a little bit of sound, and I'll give a voiceover, or I'll let you hear the sound, and this is going to be an incredible historic journey here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. Follow me on all social media platforms. You know what they are. Over on X, aka Twitter, it's at Big Daddy GOC. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. On Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. I have 2 accounts on Facebook. That's right, there's 2. J Brony, just like it sounds, for all you jabronis and pencil neck geeks and dweebs and nerds and neckbeards and mouth breathers and virgins. I mean, no offense, man. Kayfabe, man. What I say, lighten up. And then, of course, also on Facebook, in honor of my heritage, and you'll see a little more personal history of myself as I bring you into my home. Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Let me say it again. Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Follow me on Getter, Gab, True Social, Rumble. I cover it all in the IWC. This is a much-needed journey back in time, so hop into the time machine. This is my stress reliever, my motivation, my passion, and I hope you guys can sit back and enjoy it as well. So you're going to have to bear with me with the optics, and you're going to have to bear with me with the sound as we get this project going here on a Friday, as I said, leading into the weekend. And moving forward, I will pick out random tapes. Some of them will have pay-per-views on them from back in the day. A lot of it will be footage from the TV programs in real time back then. This is all my own personal footage. So I want you guys to remember that. And again, much love and respect. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. Shout out to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because if he is for us, no one could be against us in these insane times that we're living in. Stay with like-minded people. Tomorrow's not guaranteed for any of us. Situational awareness. And you better open up that good book because it's coming. So if I can just throw that out there on my personal platform, we don't know what's going to happen, but we know that the current state of affairs in the world and in the United States of America is spiraling, from the economy to the border invasion to wars to rumors of wars. I can go on and on. That's another show for another time. So let's enjoy what we all enjoy together. Let's go forward to go back and hop into the time machine. In order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you. And there's three types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the GOC that make things happen. Let's get it started here. And again, I haven't watched these tapes in years, so we're going to do it together. Hopefully the sound is okay. Leave a comment. Email me, inbox me, do something, drop an elbow on that like button. Shout out to all my members out there, especially Austin Nance, the OTS Tribal Queen Jen, and everyone else out there. Those are my two moderators here on the channel, so don't get it fucked up. What? I apologize for cussing. Let's see what we got. Yes, I get it. I got to scare the rats off cheesecake, make onions cry. Now I'm as confused as a baby in Hooters, but I'm busier than to blow up down at a frat party. Bueller? Anyone? Hello? McFly? Bear with me as I go down to the op board here from the 80s. You're going to have to look at the dome piece for a second. As we get started here on the journey on Chaos Corner, this is going to be unbelievable. If I could find out what the heck... all right, here we go. I apologize for that. Let's see what we start off with here. Bob Caudle and Lex Luger, the total package. He was in great shape, Lex Luger. So we're starting off with some random footage here from the, it looks like 87, 88, if I'm not mistaken. Holy but Jesus! And there's AA Arn Anderson attacking Lex Luger during the interview. And we start off here on the very first episode of this journey with NWA Worldwide Wrestling. Now, you guys remember that, right? I'll give you a little bit of the sound. I used to love this opening back in the day for NWA Worldwide. And here we go. 1988. We start off with the United States Heavyweight Champion, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes in the NWA. Funky like a monkey.
My way into this finals. Dr. Devin won a lot of money. Adam won a lot of money. Bubba won a lot of money. Wild card time for Dusty Rhodes and McAfee, but a few years ago, that was a 96 team called the Oakland Raiders at the time that won the Super Bowl. The only team to be a wild card.
Talk about the Oakland Raiders.
Came out taking out the U.S. title. Larry Zbyszko, Bobby Eaton, Larry Zbyszko come out here talking about want me to lay down, give him my belt. You're talking to the wrong guy. You ain't talking to Mr. Wyndham. You ain't talking about Kyle. You ain't talking to Mr. Crockett. You talking to Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. 2-time, 3-time world heavyweight champion. Now U.S. champion. Baby doll, you get on here talking about, I haven't had you. Darling, I said it earlier. 1 time was all right. 2 times was all right. 3 times was a hat trick. So what is it?
Talking about baby doll, you ain't had me 3 times a hat trick. Leading into the bunkhouse stampede at the Nassau Coliseum, we go back to Bob Caudle and the total package, Lex Luger. Talking about AA Arn Anderson here on NWA Worldwide on Chaos Corner. And here comes AA. Slugging it out. Ringside. And there's Tully Blanchard. It's a Donnybrook. It's a Pier 6 brawl. It's a slobber knocker. As Blanchard and Anderson put the boots to Lex Luger. 2-on-1 here at NWA Worldwide. Wait, and there's Kendall Windham. There's the Italian Stallion coming in to help Lex Luger. Denny Brown.
6 of them going at it now, trying to pull apart Arn Anderson. Tyler Blanchard, Lex Luger. Luger won't give it up. Luger and Blanchard, or Luger and Anderson want to kill each other. Right here ringside.
And you hear Jim Ross. You hear Bob Cottle. You hear Tony Schiavone. There's about a dozen grapplers out there right now, ringside. Tony Schiavone and Lex Luger right now. Hold on, fans.
It's obvious of one thing. The tap dance is over. Why it happened, what happened, it doesn't matter anymore.
Luger was the total package. You see, I pushed the camera back a little bit.
Survival for the total package. Everything's out the window. It's make it or break it time for both of us. For our careers, it's all on the line, Arn Anderson. From day one, I was a team player. No more.
Remember, Luger was a part of the Horsemen.
The fuse. You drew first blood, Arn Anderson, and now the total package Lex Luger has on his mind that no more.
Luger was underrated. I know that's hard for me to say that and you guys to believe that because he went on to the WWF and in the middle 90s and the Lex Express and the whole 9 yards. And he started off very green, especially in that cage match in Florida with Bruiser Brody where he walked out because Brody wouldn't sell. As I give you some history here, Paul Ellering and the Road Warriors. Let's be quiet.
Now, Paul Jones, we settled on a place, we settled on a time, and we're going to meet your men in your weightlifting event. Just make sure you bring all your money. Animal. Tony Schiavone, all of New York and all the wrestling world, the final of the Bunkhouse Stampede, and I'm in it. You people out there know, no matter what my brother or myself set our minds on, we want to do something, we get it done, and we go all the way with it. Ric Flair, you're real good with stats. You do your studying. You're a good champ. But you ain't prepared for this. I guarantee it. Tell him, Hawk. You know, Animal, I've always said there are 2 kinds of people in our books. Neo-Maxi Zoom dweebies and clamheads.
Clamheads and Neo-Maxi Zoom dweebies?
Ric Flair. There's a lot of differences between Ric Flair and me. The physical ones are very obvious. Ric Flair pulls up in a limousine, I hop out of the yellow cab. Ric Flair goes on his private jet, I'm in the commercial airlines. Ric Flair's got a nice suit on, and I don't own one. You know why? Because suits, limousines, pretty girls, and all that fine jewelry, it don't win in the ring, and it don't mean squat to me. I'll tell you what means something to me. That strap around your waist. And the Neo-Maxi.
And obviously Flair was the world heavyweight champion at the time for the NWA.
Around my waist or his waist. And we're going to do it. And you're not going to like it, but we're going to a lot.
Oh, what a rush. Now they're showing a commercial here, a promo for the Bunkhouse Stampede at the Nassau Coliseum. This was the 3rd annual when the NWA was moving into WWF territory in the greater New England tri-state Northeast area. Now the Bunkhouse Stampede certainly didn't go over the way that Crockett Promotions, the NWA, wanted to, that's for sure. It wasn't a huge hit on pay-per-view.
The baddest of the bad. This is Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, and I'm here to tell you there ain't nothing as bad as the Bunkhouse Stampede. And there's only one way that you can get the Bunkhouse Stampede, so I want you to listen up there, Pilgrim.
Listen up there, Pilgrim.
It's the 3rd annual Bunkhouse Stampede Championship, Sunday, January the...
All right, here we are. We're back to NWA Worldwide Wrestling here on Chaos Corner, on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. Now here comes the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes with, Shitowata, Nikita Koloff when they formed the Superpowers. Remember, Rhodes is the United States champion at this time. They might have even been the tag team champions. As they enter the ring here, you could feel the vibe. Referee Tommy Young. Again, this is what I love, and this is what I used to tape even back in the 80s. Here I am in my middle to late 20s during this time, middle 20s. One fall, 35 minutes. Non-title.
Producing first, in the corner to my right, the World Tag Team Champions. First, from San Antonio, Texas, one member of the dreaded Four Horsemen, weighing in at 235 pounds, Tully Blanchard.
Tully Blanchard, wearing the gold.
His team partner, from the state of Minnesota, weighing in at 220 pounds, another dreaded member of the Four Horsemen, the enforcer, Arn Anderson.
Now here are the NWA World Tag Team Champions, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, the Horsemen.
Their opponent, the Superpowers. First, from the USSR, weighing in 285 pounds, the World Television Champion, Nikita Koloff.
That's right, Koloff was the TV champion at the time.
And his team partner, from Austin, Texas, 3 times a World Heavyweight Champion, U.S. Heavyweight Champion, weighing in at 280 pounds, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
3-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the current United States champion here in 1988, Dusty Rhodes and Nikita Koloff go up against half of the Four Horsemen. Here we go. Sit back and relax. This is where you come to learn history, facts. So when you go to the water cooler, the next venue, your next event, a family dinner, listening to another podcast, because this is a show, not a podcast, you can actually learn history and facts here. That's why you come here. So you can have a conversation in the IWC. Reality, respect. That's what you get here on Chaos Corner. Jam-packed capacity. We start off with Tully Blanchard and Nikita Koloff. Sit back and relax. Let's listen to some of the sound instead of my golden smog of a voice. I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. Don't you dare miss it, especially this new series that I just started. This is going to go on for quite the entire summer of 2024. Beautiful collar and elbow lockup. I'm going to give you some of my play-by-play and voiceovers as well as what we're listening to here, because we don't want any copyrights, although I own this footage. It's from my vault. Yeah, I know, I get it. Let's not get into technicalities. Far side. Beautiful drop down. Step over. Big body slam by the Russian Nightmare as he tosses Blanchard into the corner. And it looks like he's going to try to tag Double A. Tony Schiavone, currently in AEW. This is when he was damn good back in the day. Again, I believe I'm 25 at the time, somewhere thereabouts. Working behind the walls at that present time as well in my own career. Anderson takes a powder against the Russian Nightmare. No timeouts, Anderson. NWA Worldwide Wrestling here, fans. And now that we have commercials from the 80s, we're back to live action. Rhodes is in the ring. Anderson and Blanchard are outside of the ring. I believe this was in Greensboro. Dusty and Tully Blanchard. Beautiful atomic drop. Into a figure four on Rhodes. Rhodes setting it up on Tully Blanchard. Locks it in. Blanchard's in big trouble.
Dusty Rhodes has all the athletic ability in the world, but he can stand up, look around in a crowd, have that figure four hook in, the crowd is going bananas.
Again, it's David Crockett and Tony Schiavone on the call.
The American dream. Says a lot about him too, when he has his back up against the wall in the bunkhouse there.
Look at the crowd. Listen to the crowd if you can hear it. I don't have the volume up too much. Arn and Dusty in the ring right now. Nice leg sweep by Dusty. The crowds were amazing in the 80s. It really was. I know currently they're talking about on A&E or whatever, or Vice, who killed WCW. You talk about the Monday Night Wars, the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression era, so on and so forth. But man, let me tell you what. Pro wrestling in the 70s and 80s, to me, was the first and original golden era, besides when the advent of cable TV and television in the 50s, and when wrestling was a huge part of TV. So if you want to start off in the 50s, when he started with TV, and wrestling was huge, and then you go into the 70s and 80s era where it was drawing millions of fans. You'll never get those numbers again. Into the Monday Night Wars, 95, 96, 97. Really was unbelievable in the ratings and numbers compared to here in 2024 and the current product. Rhodes has Arn off the top rope. Big body slam from the top. I know I'm rambling on here, but that's why you're here. That's what I do. Big clothesline by Dusty. Another break. Again, remember, this is being taped on the VCR back in the day. Let that sink in. Let that marinate. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, as we're only 22 minutes in here of random footage that we're going to continue to go through. Little hazelnut coffee. Arn tags in Tully. Blanchard taking over on Dusty Rhodes. Blanchard really taking over on the Dream. The Horsemen right now getting the better of Koloff and Rhodes, but Nikita really hasn't been in the ring yet. As the Horsemen cut off the ring. Tagging back and forth, quick tags, beautiful tag team wrestling. Tag Team 101, that's what I used to preach to my tag teams that were under my tutelage. Beautiful arm wringer by Arn Anderson on the American Dream. Big chops to the chest by Dusty in return. But Arn Anderson holds on to the leg, tags Tully Blanchard. This is tag team wrestling. Wait till Nikita gets in the ring. Misses with the clothesline. Big body press by Dusty Rhodes. You talk about Rhodes and what kind of shape he was in, and being a bigger guy, a heavy guy. But man, that was the type of guy that you played softball with on Sundays on a doubleheader, went out to the tavern, the pub, the bar, or even the parking lot, had a couple of beers. He was the everyman. He was the American Dream that related to everyone. White, black, Hispanic, Asian, Chinese, Japanese. It didn't matter. He related to everybody. That's why he was the American Dream. On my Mount Rushmore. Arn Anderson taking over right now. Nice arm wringer into a wrist lock. Reversal. Anderson and Dusty. Dusty trying to chop his way out of it. He's got to make that tag. Look at the crowd. Men, women, adults, everyone dressed decent. Total different than the goons and geeks we have today, especially in the AEW crowd. No offense, man. What I say, lighten up. Quick tag once again. Tully Blanchard in with the American Dream. Nice reversal suplex by Dusty. But he's got to get out of that corner. Listen to the crowd. I can't stress it enough. Again, another tag by the Horseman. Far side. Beautiful DDT by Dusty. Come on, make the tag to Nikita. As I said, referee Tommy Young, one of the legends. Dusty's there. Here it is. Make the tag. He's so close. Come on, Dream. Boom, there's the tag. Tully Blanchard's in. And here's Nikita. Shatoda. Back elbow by Koloff. Taking on both Horsemen. Big body slam on Arn, on Tully. Right hands. To the proboscis. Listen to the crowd. They got into this like nobody's business. Reversal by Tully. Oh, Russian sickle out of nowhere. Down goes Tully Blanchard. Double A, Arn Anderson in there to break it up. Now all four men are in the ring. Dusty and Arn. Oh, Tommy Young's trying to get Dusty out. And there it is. Trademark Horseman. They throw Nikita over the top rope. This is what the Horsemen did. That's why they were the best. There's the bell. Disqualified. See, back then, you throw over the top rope. It was a disqualification. There's the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, on Nikita. Arn and Tully taking over on Dusty, beating him to a pulp in the middle of the ring as Ric Flair slams Nikita into the ring post. And here's Luger. We got Dusty, Luger, Nikita, and the Horsemen. Listen to the crowd. They're in a frenzy. Kind of like me. Arn Anderson walking into the crowd, jam-packed, jammed to the rafters. Luger chasing Arn into the crowd. Brawling all the way back to the dressing room. Wow. Gives me chills. You can see the goosebumps. NWA Worldwide Wrestling. We jump right over to the World Wrestling Federation with Mean Gene Okerlund and the magnificent The Rock, Don Morocco. Let's sit back and listen.
And speaking of getting polished, speaking of getting honed, I've got a man in my corner who I consider is training me now. Not a manager, somewhat of a spiritual advisor, but not officially an advisor. A man who has been to the top of the mountain. The man that Bruce said was washed up. The man that Bruce said would never set face in the WWF again. The man that Bruce said was gone, was history. Well, he is history. He is history. But history is here and happening right now. The superstar, my man in my corner.
Superstar Billy Graham and the magnificent Morocco.
Hulk Hogan, Real American Award. Congratulations.
Right here, superstar Billy Graham. Got the cane, got to walk with the cane. Been on the injured reserve list. The superstar Billy Graham taken out temporarily by Butch Reed and the one-man gang. But this man
Talking about the one-man gang and Butch Reed.
to come down to the ringside.
Morocco was huge. Look at the shoulders. Look at the deltoids. And we know Billy Graham. A spiritual advisor to The Rock.
Because The Rock can do it. The man got picks, the man got traps, the man got biceps, and he is bad, brother. And we're going to get it done, and superstar Billy Graham is going to be watching real close.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Bill Parcells, you should have had this guy with some of those motivational speeches before.
Talking about the Meadowlands Arena. Oh, we jump back here to NWA Worldwide, and it's Sweet Stan Lane from the Midnight Express, and you can hear Jim Cornette on commentary. Six-man tag, the Midnight Express with Big Bubba, Bobby Eaton, Stan Lane, and Big Bubba with Jim Cornette at ringside against the Italian Stallion, Kendall Windham, and it looks like the Giant Haystacks, maybe? Big Hillbilly with the overalls on. Referee Tommy Young. I used to flip back and forth You had no remote control. You had to get up and actually change the channels. That's why we hop around here, and what I'm bringing to you on this watch along of this classic footage is different channels, different times, different organizations, and this is how you did it. Old school, tradition, honor here on Chaos Corner. One of a kind. That's why you come here. You hear corny? This podcast is priceless. Now, Big Bubba Rogers, as you well know, went on to be the big boss man in the WWF. Stan Lane, the Italian Stallion, in the ring right now. 6-man tag team action. None of this trios bullshit. Trios. It's a 6-man fucking tag team match. Big back body drop by the Stallion on Sweet Stan. Let's listen to corny and let me shut the fuck up. I apologize for the cussing. Well, not really, but I do. It's the coffee, man. I'm banging.
Here comes beautiful body. Body's another man who likes to take the American dream out. Yes, sir. Take that US title.
Here comes Big Bubba.
And you're right,
Big Bubba wearing, the suspenders and the white button down, the black pants. He was huge. Double flapjack by Eaton and Lane. Cornette with the omnipresent tennis racket. And there it is. It's over. Back to the World Wrestling Federation. Here we go. It's Bam Bam Bigelow in the ring. Hercules Hernandez. Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. Bruno Sammartino. Vince McMahon on the commentary. Orton and Hercules taking over on the Bammer. Let's see. Stand by, fans. Stand by. Double clothesline by Hernandez and Orton. Now, this isn't a handicap match, I don't believe. Who's Bigelow's partner? With the flames on his head, the flames on his outfit. Bigelow's one of the best big men in pro wrestling history. Let's listen to some of the commentary. That's good shit, pal, huh, Vince? And I know you may be watching because you know that I know, right? And the people that I know. What? Jesse the Body Ventura on the commentary as well. And the 3-man booth. This looks like I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I apologize for the F-bombs. Oh, Bigelow lifted up Orton and Hernandez by himself. Bowled him over the top rope. This must be the end of a battle royal. Referee Danny Davis. No, wait, that's referee Joey Morella. I believe. I don't know. I'm confused as a baby at Hooters. Jimmy Hart. Bret Hart. Jim the Anvil Neidhart. In a promo. In a vignette. The Hart Foundation. I know. Zip it, lip it, zip it, throw it over socket. I get it.
Let's compare what is Tito Santana got? He's got a flying elbow, right? Yes. Let's compare the flying elbow to an anvil hoisting one of those guys up. And I tear across the ring and taking a head off. And let's talk about what else they got. They got a figure.
Had a chance to work with both these men on different events, especially the Anvil.
Maybe they'd like to have maybe the anvil.
What an honor.
280 pounds, slingshot over the ropes, and mash him to the ground. I'd like to bring up one of them. Wait a minute, I'm not finished. Don't interrupt. What else have they got? They've got the Boston Crab.
The Hart Foundation, one of the greatest tag teams in history as well. Very underrated in my opinion. I'm just trying to adjust myself here.
You'd like to know when you... It's none of your business. Oh, don't tell him. We know that, Jimmy. Come on, anybody. You can let us know. No, we aren't. No, let's rearrange it. We are not friends. For some reason, I don't like it. I can't figure it out why. But I just don't like you. And it's not even that. I actually hate you. You know that? We are not friends.
The Anvil.
He looks like Nicky Martel. That's why. There's a little resemblance there. It looks like...
And his arms are like Tito Santana.
Laughing alone, the Hart Foundation, along with Jimmy Mack, are the two finalists who will face each other.
Now here we go to World Class Championship Wrestling. So we went from NWA Worldwide to the WWF to a steel cage match here in WCCW, World Class Championship Wrestling. From the Reunion Arena. Let's listen to Mark Lawrence. And it's the fabulous Freebirds. It cannot change. I don't want any copyright, so I'm gonna sing along. And this bird you cannot change. Lord knows I can't change. Terry Gordy, Michael Hayes, Buddy Jack Roberts, Bad Street, Atlanta, GA, Bad Street in the whole USA, Bad Street, nasty and hot. The further down the block, the worse it got. Here comes the classic ring entrance, and it's Terry Gordy, Buddy Jack Roberts, Michael Hayes. Now, wait, and Iceman King Parsons. Remember the year here? 1987, 1988. And again, I'm doing the voiceover because we don't want any copyrights from the Leonard Skinner and Fabulous Freebirds and Freebird. And this is when they had the Blackbird, Iceman King Parsons. Now, this might have been when Gordy and Buddy Jack turned on Michael, or maybe Michael was already on a hiatus here. You remember that in World Class Championship Wrestling, right? World class in the day, especially the early 80s, with the Von Erichs and the Freebirds, Gino Hernandez, Gentleman Chris Adams. Did it get better than that? It really didn't. Here we go. You got you in a stranglehold, baby. Again, we don't want any copyrights. That's why I'm rolling and rambling on here, because Stranglehold, Ted Nugent, that was the entrance song for the Von Erichs at one time. And I've even used that with my tutelage, the gentlemen under my guidance, as entrance songs. It really was unbelievable. So here we go. It's Kevin Von Erich, along with Gentleman Chris Adams, and I believe that might be Steve Simpson. Now remember, a lot of things have changed in WCCW between 81, 82, 83, when it was the hottest organization on the planet, perhaps, in all of pro wrestling. And here we are in 87, 88, when World Class was really changing and basically heading into the tank down there at the Sportatorium in the Reunion Arena. So let me sit back and relax. I can finally give my voice a rest. And you see how we hop along here? Pay attention. It doesn't get any better than this. For the World Six-Man Tag Team titles. No fucking trios.
First of all, the first team from Bad Street, USA, the combined weight over 600 pounds, Freebirds, Terry Gordy and Buddy Roberts. And with them, the Blackbird, King Parsons.
I was right. The Blackbird.
And their opponents, the combined weight of over 735 pounds. First of all, from Johannesburg, South Africa, Steve Simpson.
That's right, Steve Simpson. I was right.
And from England, the Gentleman, Chris Adams.
Who we just saw on Dark Side of the Ring.
And from Denton County, Kevin Von Erich.
Here we go, fans.
John Keaton.
All right, thank you, Ralphus, for the introduction to that match.
Here we go, fans. World Six-Man Tag Team titles. A lot of changes here. No Freebird Michael Hayes. No Kerry Von Erich at this point right now. David Von Erich had long since passed away over in Japan. Let's see how long we stay on here, because remember, I flipped through the channels. These programs, a lot of these wrestling shows were all on at the same time. And here we go. That's right, 1983 is when the huge feud started, when Terry Gordy slammed the steel cage on the head of Kerry Von Erich as he was taking on Michael Hayes, or Hayes might have been a special guest referee. Fritz Von Erich came in at 83. I'm only 20 years old at that point. And again, even back here in 87, 88, the crowds were jammed. Let's sit back and enjoy some of this. Again, this is from the Vault of Chaos Chronicles. It's my own personal footage from my own collection. No copyrights here, YouTube. And what an eclectic team of Kevin Von Erich, Steve Simpson, who looked like one of the Von Erichs actually, and gentleman Chris Adams. And again, as I said, you just saw the disturbing episode on Dark Side of the Ring with Chris Adams. A Jekyll and Hyde, if you will. And you also saw the one on Terry Bam Bam Gordy going way too long. The Freebirds on my Mount Rushmore of tag teams, along with the Road Warriors and a few others. So we'll get into that one day. And the Steiners, the Hart Foundation, Doom. I mean, the Horsemen. There were so many great tag teams. The Midnight Express, perhaps on my Mount Rushmore as well. The Rock and Roll Express. Power and Glory. I mean, they really were underrated tag team. Some people want to say Demolition. They're nowhere near my Mount Rushmore. We already saw the Hart Foundation. Right now, it's Terry Gordy and Kevin Von Erich in the steel cage in the middle of the ring.
Trying to keep him apart, and Gordy's an angry man, hollering and cheating out at his opponents.
Again, I believe on the commentary, it's Mark Lawrence, if I'm not mistaken. Nice collar and elbow by Von Erich and Gordy. Far side. Big body slam by Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Kevin Von Erich's in big trouble right now in the steel cage. Big clothesline. Here's the tag. And here comes in the Blackbird, Iceman King Parsons. An underrated grappler, Parsons. Taking over on Kevin Von Erich. Now, fans, I probably should do each episode at about an hour. We'll make these an hour montage of shows. What do you think? Give me some feedback, man. I appreciate you guys and gals. That's what I think I'll do. I'll make these an hour shows of Chaos Corner here in the Time Machine. Buddy Jack Roberts is in, up to the top rope, holding on to the cage. Flying body press, he misses, and Kevin Von Erich with a shot to the palm zone, the Le Bons, if you will. Von Erich makes the tag, and here comes Steve Simpson. Simpson taking over on Buddy Jack. Far side. Crisscrossing the ropes. Drop down. Step over. Beautiful body slam. Nice drop kick by Simpson. Double drop kick on Buddy Jack. Buddy Jack was one heck of a worker. That's why he was with the Freebirds. You had the big man in Terry Gordy, the power. You had the mouthpiece and the leader, Michael Hayes. And then you had the grappler who took all the bumps and the falls, and that was Buddy Jack. Perhaps the greatest six-man tag team ever. Along with the Von Erichs. Chris Adams from the top of the cage. Double axe handle on Buddy Jack. Buddy teams. You know I fucked that up, right? You know what Bully Ray said to me, right? Back in 07 and 08 when we were going for the NWA World Tag Team titles, myself and the Outcast Killers against the Dudleys, Team 3D, he said, give Big Daddy 5 spots and he'll fuck up for him. I consider that to be a compliment coming from Bully Ray. Busted Open After Dark. Busted Open co-host. 2-time Hall of Famer. You knew I had to throw that in there, right? I get tongue-tied sometimes. We're live to tape. There's no editing, no Patreon, no paywalls. What you see is what you get. Gordy in the ring with the gentleman, Chris Adams. Adams stomping a Mississippi mud hole on Gordy in the corner. Remember, for the world-class six-man tag team titles in the cage. Gordy taking over now on the gentleman. Misses in the corner.
5 minutes gone. 5 minutes gone.
Nice roll-up by Adams. Trying to pin the big man. You're never going to pin Gordy like that. Side headlock. Remember, you work from the left here in the States. The left. See people apply a fucking headlock from the right. This isn't Japan. Konnichiwa, bitches. Arigato from the chaos-san. That's why you go to wrestling school. That's why you get reputable trainers like at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. My home company. Paul Roma, Mario Mancini, Paul Perez, and Big Dave Paradise, a.k.a. Steve Tracy. Both men trying to chop down the cherry tree with kicks to each other's legs. Adams had definitely had educated feet. He basically invented or brought the super kick into the pro wrestling world. Do your research. Do your homework. Now Buddy Jack is in. Buddy Jack trying to work over gentleman Chris Adams. We're about 45 minutes here on episode 1 of Flashback. Oh, nice savate kick by gentleman Chris Adams. Inseguri, whatever you want to call it. Look at the crowd. All ethnic backgrounds, all cultures, all creeds, all races, men and women, adults, children. Everybody got along. Not like here in 2024 where the government's trying to divide us. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Adams and Buddy Jack. Adams tags in Steve Simpson. Steve Simpson and Buddy Jack Roberts. Double axe handle off the top. Let me let the commentators do a little bit of work here. I'm doing way too much here on Chaos Corner. I got to get through all these episodes. It's going to be a good summer. If we make it through the summer. God willing. Nice camera angles. Far side. Big shoulder block by Simpson. Down goes Buddy Jack. Another shoulder block. Here's the pin. Only a 1 count. Buddy Jack was double tough. They get Simpson into their corner. Buddy tags in Terry Gordy. Iceman King Parsons. The Blackbird has not been in the ring in this matchup yet. I mean, they're all in the cage. You get it. Bam Bam taking over on Steve Simpson. Gordy was a man ahead of his time. Remember, he started when he was like 14 or 15 years old. Past in his 40s. Gordy was exceptional. One of the best grapplers. Nice snap suplex by the big man. Listen to the crowds. Even when World Class was going down the drain at this point, basically, by history. I mean, they were still around. Still had good crowds, but the late 80s for World Class was nothing like the early 80s, if you know your history. Cutting off the ring, keeping Gordy, keeping Steve Simpson in their half of the corners as Terry Bam Bam Gordy. And here comes the Blackbird, King Parsons and Steve Simpson. First time Parsons has been in the ring. Nice clothesline by King Parsons on Steve Simpson. Putting the boots now to Steve Simpson. Picks him up. Big body slam by the Iceman. Woo! And he does the Ric Flair, Michael Hayes, Jeff Jarrett strut. Quick tag. Parsons tags Gordy back in. Double team on Simpson in the corner. Wait, did he make the tag? Here's the tag. Kevin Von Erich in with Terry Gordy now. Von Erich laying him in the corner. Rights, lefts. To the jib. Far side. And one to the jib as well on Buddy Jack and the Blackbird. A big boot to the face by Gordy on Kevin Von Erich. You got to pay attention, Kevin. And in my opinion, Iron Claw was a fantastic movie. I don't give a fuck what any of you guys and gals have to say. The Iron Claw was a fantastic movie. Take your mind out of it as a pro wrestling mark or a smark and appreciate the movie for what it was. Yeah, was it accurate? No. It wasn't made for the pro wrestling fan. It was for the mainstream audience. Get your head out of your ass. Chris Adams is in now, stomping away on Gordy, as Gordy has Kevin Von Erich locked up. Now the ref is getting Chris Adams out. He came in illegally. I feel like I want to wrap this around my neck right now in a steel cage. World-class championship wrestling for the titles. We're 49 minutes in here on Chaos Corner. In the new series of Flashback. And the claw! Von Erich has the claw on Terry Gordy in the middle of the ring in the steel cage. Buddy Jack trying to break it up. And that's what Roberts did. 10 minutes gone in this matchup. Von Erich taking over on Buddy Jack. One to the jib on Iceman and Terry. All three of the Freebirds, well, the two Freebirds and the Blackbird are in the ring. Kevin Von Erich with that trademark drop kick. Buddy Jack trying to get over the top of the cage. And Von Erich's got the claw on the top of the cage on Buddy Jack. It's broken down here. All 6 men, although in the cage, are now inside the ring as well. Paired up here, Buddy Jack with Adams, Gordy and Steve Simpson. Kevin Von Erich is on Queer Street. He's reeling. Buddy Jack climbing to the top rope. What's he going to do? Iceman holding on to Adams. Buddy Jack, here we go. Adams moves out of the way and he hits the Blackbird. Down goes Parsons. Adams is setting him up. He's setting him up for the super kick. Simpson has Gordy a big super kick on Buddy Jack. Down goes Roberts. Kevin Von Erich from the top of the cage. Body press. There's the count. It's over. Holy moly. Von Erich, Simpsons, and Adams. New World 6-Man Tag Team Champions. What a matchup. That really was exciting. Wait, and Fritz Von Erich is in there. And the Dark Angel. Here's Kerry Von Erich. Fritz, old man Fritz is in the ring. Kerry's in the ring. It's broken down here. It's pandemonium. It's chaos, pun intended. Now they're taking over on Fritz. The Blackbird, the Angel of Death, Buddy Jack. Kerry Von Erich trying to save the old man. Now the Singapore Cane by Iceman King Parsons. It's broken down. They have handcuffed Fritz Von Erich to the ropes. Kerry trying to cover his dad. And Kevin Von Erich has hit the ring from that earlier 6-man tag team match. Kevin Von Erich trying to save the old man as well. There's Gary Hart and Al Perez. The legendary Gary Hart and Al Perez, a truly underrated badass. And they're all fighting in the arena. They're in the crowd. Gordy, Buddy Jack, Kevin Von Erich, the Blackbird, the Angel of Death. Here's Kerry. Wow. Whew, I gotta catch my breath on that one. Let's see what we got next here on Flashback. Gordy's still trying to go after Kerry Von Erich. Fritz has been uncuffed from the ropes. Kerry and the Angel of Death. A big cheer shot by Kevin on the Angel of Death. The Von Erichs have reunited in the steel cage. Gary Hart and Al Perez still off into the corner. And here we go, the World Wrestling Federation. It's Hulk Hogan and Killer Khan from the Garden. Stand by, fans. Mr. Fuji at ringside. Gorilla Monsoon on the call. Hulk Hogan and Killer Khan. The irate by the Hulkster. Off the ropes. The big drop. It's over. Oh, it's in Boston. From the Boston Garden, Hulk Hogan defeats Killer Khan, retains the championship. Back to NWA. And it's Kevin Sullivan with David Crockett. Let's listen to the promo. This is unbelievable.
You see, I like to play games because in the big game of life, there's a wheel. And when you spin the wheel and it goes around and around and around, it says dreams on one side and reality on the other side. You see, people that follow Dusty Rhodes and his dream have played the wrong game. You see, they've talked about what they're going to do. The game I play is reality, and reality is hard. It's cold and it's cruel. The real world is nothing but a hard game. You see, in the Nassau Coliseum, they're playing the biggest game for the biggest amount of money. $500,000 with them all locked into the cage. And everybody's trying to play the biggest game to get all that money. You see, it reminds me, David, one time when I was in Singapore, I went to a game where they played for their life. They locked them into a little cubicle, and they gave them anything they wanted. And the game for them was their life.
Kevin Sullivan was pure evil back in the day.
One person walked out. And I'm going to tell you this. I have heard too much talking about what is going to happen. Now the harsh, true reality of the world is this. And you can take it to the bank. The game I play is for keeps, because if you look in these eyes, you'll see tombstones written all over them. And there's a lot of blanks to be filled in. He is bizarre. And they love the NWA.
Still here in the NWA, in the ring, Nikita Koloff, the World TV Champion.
That's the girl that's been looking at you all night, Tony.
Let's check it out.
We are set to go over this for the World Television title.
This matchup is for the World TV title.
Nikita Koloff looking a hole through Larry Zbyszko, and the Menace
Against the Menace. This ought to be a quick one. Nikita Koloff against the Masked Menace. This is going to be a fast one, fans. Koloff, no selling. Tosses the Menace out like yesterday's garbage. Yesterday's news, if you will. Here on Flashback. Now Koloff attacking the Menace outside of the ring. Here on NWA Worldwide. Over the railing into the crowd. Nikita was jacked, ripped, buffed like shredded wheat. That's right. This is when Koloff was in the big feud with Larry Zbyszko. He's just toying with the Menace. Drops him across the top rope, across the larynx, across the throat. That made me cough. Shitota. And Koloff just beating the Menace from pillar to post. And this is from the Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis, the legendary venue. I'm trying to figure out who the Menace was here in 87, 88. Big guy. Knee to the panzone, the abdomen by Koloff. Big back elbow by the Russian Nightmare. bantering with Tony Schiavone at ringside.
He's got a lot of things on his mind. He really does.
And Jim Ross, good old JR. Perhaps one of the best, if not the best. Big back elbow, running elbow from the other side into the corner, Nikita Koloff. Setting him up for that Russian sickle. Setting him up. Laying in wait. And there it is! It's over. Calling out Zbyszko. Four Horsemen, Ric Flair, J.J. Dillon, with all the ladies. Woo!
And all the money in the world. We are the best this sport has to offer. And in the Nassau Coliseum, Road Warrior Hawk, you, my friend, are going to have to shut your mouth once and for all. Because if you don't beat me, pal, if you don't do what you told the world...
Hawk and Flair at the Nassau Coliseum for the NWA World Heavyweight title.
All night long. Come on in, guys. Come on, JJ. Right up, JJ. Right there, Rickles. You said it.
Tully Blanchard.
I think back earlier in the show, Tony Schiavone, you got Michael Hayes out here talking about he's going to take this from us. He's going to take limo.
That's right. Michael Hayes was in the NWA at this point. That's why he wasn't in WCCW for that last tag match, six-man tag with Buddy Jack, Gordy, and the Blackbird. Now I get it. My mind's like a lazy Susan. It'll come back around. And after this promo, we're going to end the first edition of Flashback. Don't go anywhere. Come on back.
But air, hot air, like all the rest, you're just this much short of what's top of the heat. And what you're going to see, a former champion here get taken out by the other half of the world's tag team champions. And I'm going to sit back and I'm going to enjoy every minute. Because, darling, what you are is yesterday's news, baby. You know, Tony, it's great to be here at the arena in St. Louis.
J.J. Dillon.
Right back here in the first row, Mr. Sam Muchnick.
Talking about the legendary Sam Muchnick. They are in St. Louis. And there he is, the legendary Sam Muchnick.
And that's what the NWA World Championship Wrestling and the Four Horsemen are all about right there. Come here. Hey, Hawk! Hey, Hawk! Hey, Michael Hayes! I'm talking to you. Would you like to be able to do this?
With a fine filly at ringside. Woo!
Four Horsemen, would you like...
Where's the helicopter?
Would you like to be cool? This
What'd I say?
is the Four Horsemen, and that's all you need to know.
All right, fans, stay tuned. We're coming back with another episode of Flashback as we look at Ronnie Garvin and Arn Anderson in the ring at NWA Worldwide. I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. Don't you dare miss it. Come on back. This is going to be unbelievable.